winemaking, I have tried to avoid making vinegar for many years. And in 1988, I went to Switzerland skiing just after harvesting, and when I came back, the wine had too high of a volatile acid. So we sold it, and we kept 2,000 liters back to make vinegar from it, because it was a beautiful wine. And it took me 8 years to learn how to make vinegar with it when a Swiss man arrived looking for a naturally made red wine without sulfur for vinegar purposes, and he taught me then how to make vinegar and the benefits of vinegar and how to make vinegar with herbs. So life taught me in a way, and today I'm very glad of what it taught me, because it changed my lifestyle, it changed me, it changed everything around. Whenever we experience stress, and there are different stresses, there's mental stress, emotional stress and physical stress, we produce acid. And of those three, the emotional stress might be the biggest acid producer. If you wake up in the morning and you have for some reason see anything unpleasant, you display some anger or irritation, at that moment your body starts to produce acid. And the more acid your body produces, the more likely you become critical. If you drink a natural raw-made vinegar, at that moment, as the body starts to produce the acid, it will always affect your pH. The vinegar will neutralize those acids, and therefore yourself, you're not causing the damage in your own body, which delays actually your own healing process. So the vinegar does not really heal you, but if it puts your body in that state where it is easier for you to heal yourself. A natural vinegar is made by the vinegar mother over this longer period, and then you get distilled vinegar, which I'm not too familiar with it, but that is by heating it up and distilling the acid out of it. And that's the distilled vinegar. And also vinegar must be raw to be effective. It can't be pasteurized or cooked. And of course the absence of sulfur is quite an important part, because sulfur inhibits the development of vinegar. You get two processes in life. One is called maturation and one is called aging. And aging happens in sterility, and maturation is the absence of sterility. And all good things happen in the absence of sterility. Maturation is an act of nature. No human being can do that act itself, like growing the grapes is an act of nature. And only nature can make quality. Human beings can camouflage bad quality, and that's what we mainly do. So if you want to make real good quality, you've got to let any product mature and not age. From wine till it becomes vinegar is ±5 years. And then we add the herbs, so the herbs get assimilated and changed into a higher level. And that takes another 1 to 2 years. A natural vinegar is made by the vinegar mother over this longer period. The mother of vinegar is the product of the vinegar bacteria changing the wine into vinegar. It's like a byproduct of the vinegar making. And then it becomes its source thereafter. And that's how everything begets itself. We take the vinegar out of the vat and we run it over the flow forms. And as the speed increases on the flow forms, it starts to get a rhythm. And that's the rhythm of the universe in a way, which is active in every body and everywhere. And by increasing the surface of the vinegar, gives the energy, the life force, the bioforce back into, or keep it in the vinegar, and actually increasing it, dynamizing the life forces. And that's what we're trying to do on our farm. Biodynamics is not easy to explain. You got to change your spiritual attitude towards life. It's not a commercial things like lots of people think. The basics is, it's intentional farming. Your intention is dynamizing the bioforce in everything there is, which we started in the year 2001, which brought a big change to the farm and to us and our relationships to everything. Biodynamics is, the main purpose is to enlarge your will force within your body. And the will force you got to use whenever you want to do something. If you want to walk, you got to use your will. But most people use it in an automatic state. So if you walk, you use your will, but you're totally unaware of it. So the will is not used consciously. And once we have conscious will, by increasing your will force, which you can through eating, biodynamic food, or trainings, you can train your brain to think backwards and not forwards, then the emotions can no longer take the driver's seat within you. Basically, you become controlled. So the will decides and not the emotions for you. I went to see a PH doctor in Dallas, and he talks about Frankenstein food and God's food, basically. And he says most fast food is all Frankenstein food, and he even reckons, and he's not joking when he says that the packaging that the fast food comes into, it has more nutritional value than the food itself, because it just got nothing left in it. Food is called life matter, and we're eating dead matter, and we become dead in thinking and living. And you can see it in politics, you can see it in business and everything. It's money that talks, not a spirit. If you eat something that's grown with life force, of course you become more alive. And if you are alive, you will be attached to the truth. And the truth that works in you is a living truth. And therefore, you become more tolerant, because intolerance is the measure of your unsureness of your own belief system. Farming biodynamically and making a biodynamic vinegar has changed my life in that I'm more conscious of things, I see things more, I'm able to accept things, I'm able to let go of things, because in order to take new things into your life, you've got to let go of the old things. I realized now everything begets itself. Wisdom begets wisdom. If you use your wisdom, you become wise. If you use your love, you be loved and you can love. War begets war, peace begets peace, everything begets itself. I've learned to focus in life on what I want and not what I don't want. Because what you do want and what you don't want both comes equally in your life according to how much emotions you set behind. So why should we bottle what we don't want instead of just what we do want?